Blessings, blessings, peace and love, peace and love. Happy Moon Day, happy Moon Day. Hope everybody's having a blessed start to the day. Clutch Co, you have been joining my lives for years now, and I'm grateful that you are still here. Trust me, y'all, I have Palace and Gemini at the 0 degree. I never forget when I see a familiar name that show up in a live, and another thing is I never forget what people say. But Clutch Co, I appreciate you being here. Trust me, I've been seeing you for years. Sierra, you're another one. You've been here for a while. You know, I'm just grateful because it's like this social media, you know, it has negatives and positives, of course, but the positive is that the unity, you know, that it creates, you know. I don't really have a lot of friends in real life, so these interactions that I get to have online with people, because I don't have a lot of Libra placements, right? If I had a lot of Libra placements, I would have more friends, but I only have Juno in Libra, so my only friend would be the woman that I'm in a relationship with. Anyway, but since I have Jupiter in Aquarius, connecting with you all online, it's it means a lot, you know? And not a lot of people would say that because we're, you know, you're supposed to be cool, you're not supposed to tell people you know, whatever. I don't play by those rules. I appreciate y'all being here. I truly appreciate the time, because I know that to watch somebody's live, you could be feeding your children, you can be reading a book, you can be doing all these things, right? But for you all to be here with me right now as a way to spend your time, trust me, that means a lot. K Jenny, I appreciate you being here. You're another one that's been, you know, joining the lives for years. Just Seek the Truth. Jamie, I appreciate you being here. So let's get into it. Let's do a little quick meditation for my TV code. Matter of fact, maybe we can end with the meditation. We'll end with the meditation because there are a lot of people who show up damn, I missed the meditation. So I'll just put it up here. We will end with a meditation. And today I'm in my beanbag chair, so it's going to be extra comfortable. Okay? All right, so there are some important things I want to go over with you today, so I'm just going to get straight into it. All right, so the first thing is palmistry. This is the first thing. So the ancient Egyptians, they used to use palmistry, right? And the same way that we use astrology today, because they knew that. And this video will be uploaded to YouTube, all right? So the ancients knew that there are certain lifelines in your hands, and there are certain nerve endings in your hands, and that connect directly to your brain, sensation, pleasure, right? So astrology is not just the study of the stars, it's the study of the stars and how they connect to your body, your organs, your way of thinking, the choices that you make in life. It's an all-encompassing sacred practice. Okay, it deals with health, wealth, love, everything. This is why I'm able to look at somebody's chart and be no, you should be single because you have this transit happening in your 7th house, or no, this is the best time for you to find love because you're having your Juno return. You have to know these certain so every finger, I'm not going to get too deep into palmistry, but I really just want to put this in your head just in case there are anybody out there who's interested in palmistry. To be able to look at somebody's hand and know that their amount of Mercury right? It has a star on their mount of Mercury, so this means that they're going to have problems with communication, or they have like an X forming of their mountain of Venus, right? Or their mountain in Venus is like super fat, so they're like super like invested into love and luxury. All of those things can be seen when you look at, oh, it's my heart line too close to my head line, right? And the lines in your hands can actually change depending on the choices that you make in life. And that's why your lines in your hands are connected to your brain, because the choices that you make, right? And the choices that you make, with your lines changing, look at this like transits in a natal chart, right? So you were born with your natal chart and your natal placements. However, you have transits in your natal chart, and then those transits affect you in different areas of life. Well, when you are faced with decisions every single day, should I go this way? Should I go that way? Then those lines on your hand, they change accordingly. All right, are you following me? Are you out following me? Okay. So, palmistry, I'm going to put this book up there for my people that love to, read. Right? So, the moon, Venus, Mercury, like, it's not just on your natal chart. You're literally walking around every single day with the answers you seek in your hand, on your hand. So, this is why knowledge of self, knowing thyself, is not just about, oh, I know the time I was born, or I know, knowing, it's a all-encompassing. I'll go back to this. So, like, where should I live? That's astrocartography, right? If you don't have your natal chart in front of you, if you want to know some real answers, look at your hand. Oh, okay, my life, this is going on. Okay, I should make this decision. This is literally your guide. Your astrological guide is your hand. Like, these lines, right? Like certain shapes that people make. Even me showing you that right now. Like, back in the day, you didn't show everybody your palms. That was a sacred thing. So you used to, like, palms up means trust, right? Have you guys ever heard that? Like, all palms up means trust. So meaning palms up means like, I can see your lines, I can see your life. So to be considered a great astrologer, the ancients, they had to know not only your astrological wheel, but they had to know palmistry. To be a full astrologer, you couldn't just focus on the natal chart without knowing palmistry, because when people came to you for a full reading, they gave you their hand and they gave you their birth chart information. Hello? All right, let me show you an ancient wheel, astrological wheel that you've probably never seen before. This one's pretty cool. This is the one I'm gonna show you. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna nerd out for a minute if y'all don't mind. Like, this one's dope too. Look at this one. Like, these are directly from like the ancient text, like ancient text. Here's the Wheel of Destiny, probably the first time most of you are seeing this. The Wheel of Destiny, right? There's a show on Amazon. I have not watched it yet, but it's called The Wheel of Time. Has anybody ever seen that on Amazon? It's called The Wheel of Time. Let me know your honest opinion and if I should watch that. All right, here's the mystic number table that you probably never seen before. So like runes, certain numbers. Like I think I taught y'all the like a couple years ago about your name number, how you can calculate your name and get a certain number, and then that number is your name energetic frequency. So changing your name can change your frequency. Okay, 1 second. I just want to show y'all this astrological wheel. If y'all are wondering what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Here's another thing. For anybody who is interested, which book is this? Oh. Lost Secrets of Astrology. You see how I'm not gatekeeping, I just easily show you the book? It's because these secrets aren't you can show everybody like how to make $1 million and put it in a book like step by step, and still have a world filled with broke people because people don't read, right? So I'm showing you this because I'm encouraging you to go out and grab these books, y'all. You know. But okay, so anybody who wants to be a health astrologer, right? Like there are certain body parts that are covered by certain astrological signs. Like Leo deals with the heart, Cancer deals with the breast, right? Gemini deals with your hands. Okay. Okay, I think this is the one I want to show y'all. Wait. 1 second. Okay, so this is what I want to show y'all. This is the ancient golden wheel. So you would put your hand on the wheel, and then your hand would decide your destiny. So it would literally be like you placing your hand on a wheel, and your natal chart is read by the lines in your hand. This was the culmination of palmistry mixing with astrology. All right, I'm gonna read you a little excerpt. The golden wheel was extremely popular as a method of divination during the Middle Ages. Never mind, don't get me started. It is said to have been regularly utilized, a celebrated mystic utilized by Galistro. He was a celebrated mystic during the latter part of the 18th century. The golden wheel was formally included in an old Latin manuscript on astrology and translated into English by a seer of the late 1800s. Now, the person who desires to have his fortune told must first take the golden wheel and place it face down on the table, shut the eyes tightly, and proceed to prick a number with a pointed instrument. Then turn the wheel over and determine which was selected by the hand of fate. Ooh. I just got goosebumps because these type of practices we just don't do today, right? But the reason why it's called the lost secrets of astrology is because, like, mainly today, and even like my beginning classes that I teach on Patreon, I just teach like the basic modern like astrology. But when you want to dive deep, when you want to dive deep and you want to look at, like, go further and look at the psyche, knowing that there's an actual fixed star in the firmament called Psyche. There's a fixed star called Amor that deals with love. There's a fixed star called Cupid. But we only focus on like Cancer, Pisces, like all these things. But there's a whole world that you don't know about, like other constellations that also affect you. Okay. I wrote down some notes for today. I want to get to this, especially for my Aquarius risings. If you are an Aquarius rising, can you guys hear me? Somebody tried to call me. Okay, so I wrote down some notes I'm going to get to in a second, especially if you are an Aquarius rising. Okay, now this book I showed you all the other day. So what I want to tell you about this, okay? Now, this is for people who are like, first of all, if you got Saturn in your first house, you're going to love what I'm about to say. Or if you got the moon in Saturn or Mercury in Saturn, you're going to love what I'm about to say. So, if you go back to the ancient, I don't want to say you're going to love what I'm going to say because that's me expecting anyway. So, maybe you'll like it. So, if you go back to the most ancient practices of astrology, right? Like, I say this all the time. They would ask you, like, hey, what is your ascendant sign? Okay? The ascendant changes about every 2 hours, y'all. Okay, so the ascendant is a precise, Lily, blessings, I see you. It is a precise and accurate description of your personality. Okay? And why is that so pertinent? Because you're called a person. And the ascendant is your personality. It's you. It's how you operate. It's your mode of operation. Your sun sign is going to tell you a few things. It's going to tell you about the second time that you identified yourself, but it's more about the identification of your chosen avatar. Aries, first house, I am energy, pineal gland, incarnation. Leo, fifth house, avatar identification, heart, resonance, energy. Heart, avatar, pineal gland, soul. Okay? So the ascendant is your soul, is how you maneuver in the world. And a lot of calculations based on like what you should be doing with your career, is your ascendant plus your midheaven, right? This information is hot. They coming to get me. Ah! You probably hear the sirens in the background. Anyway, so when you talk about your sun sign, breaking down your sun sign into 3 departments, okay? Now, when somebody says, I'm a Cancer sun, right? I'm a Cancer sun, or I'm a Virgo sun. What I just do? How did I get those fireworks? Anyway, it's not important. So when somebody says like, hey, I'm a Cancer sun, right? Or like, hey, I'm a Virgo sun, or hey, I'm whatever sun. No Cancer sun is the same. No Virgo sun is the same. No Aquarius sun is the same. You have 3 different sectors for each sign. 3 different sectors for each sign. What does that mean? Okay? So, you have your first deacon, you have your second deacon, and you have your third deacon. All right. Maybe I'm scoring points with the, I don't know. If you all would like for me to stay longer, I'm trying to work with me because I'm trying to empower my Chiron and Gemini, because I have Jupiter transiting my 8th house. So please, what I'm about to say, don't take it the wrong way. If you want me to stay longer, buy a badge. If you want me to stay longer, buy a badge. Okay? That's my Chiron and Gemini. Okay? 8th house. Anyway, but I'm probably going to stay for about a couple more minutes. Okay? So let me get straight to the point. So you have your first deacon, your second deacon, and your third deacon. Okay? So your first deacon, let's say you are, I'll pick Pisces. Okay? For my Pisces. Because y'all confused as fuck. So I'm gonna help you out. Alright? So Pisces. If you are in your first deacon of Pisces, you are a true blue Pisces. True blue Pisces. Okay? This means that you are the deacon of Neptune, and your sun will display qualities of Neptunian energy. Okay? So if you are a Neptune and your sun is in a Neptune deacon, meaning that you were born within the first 9 days from the start of that sign going into Pisces, because if you count from the days that the sun goes into your sign, then you can get your degree. It's not that hard. So if you were born 6 days after your sun goes into that sign, your sun is at the 6th degree. Okay? So the degrees will tell you the deacon you're in. Blessings, Jamie. I'm so grateful for the badge. The degree will tell you the deacon that you're in. If you are a Pisces and your deacon is 20, 21, 23, you are a Pisces in a Pluto deacon. So you are going to exhibit your Pisces in a Plutonian way. If you are a Cancer and your degree is at 6, you're going to display your Cancerian qualities in the way of the moon. Okay? So my Cancers who are at like June Cancers, you can make them cry in the drop of, like, you can make them cry with your words. Those are they're just getting used to the energy of Cancers. But your Cancers who are like the late July Cancers, closer to the cusp, like myself, these are the people who are maturing through that energy, right? And they are more so in the Neptunian phase of their Cancer cycle, right? So you have 3 different phases of each. Now this not only goes for your sun sign, but your rising sign. I know most of y'all probably won't understand this, but hopefully it will register in a way that you could. Okay, so same thing goes for your rising sign, Aries first degree. So if you're an Aries first degree, gratitude for the badge, I really appreciate that. If you're an Aries first degree, that means that your Aries is in a Mars decan, right? So the way that you exhibit your sun qualities, your youthfulness, your creativity is head on, right? Aries first degree, depending on the rest of your chart, you should be in the gym all the time, right? You should have a journal, you should have a therapist, you should, you're probably like really competitive depending on your other placements. So you should find a way to involve yourself in healthy competition, right? Now, Aries first decan. Now, this would change if you had something like the moon right next to it, or something like 1 degree away, right, where the sun is illuminating those qualities. Anybody who was born now, I've seen a lot, all capitals, a lot of charts in this current incarnation, and probably others, right? Because I'm a Saturn and Scorpio, so I've been doing this for lifetimes. Anyway, so in this life, the rarest alignment that I've seen, I'll tell you 3. It's for somebody to have part of fortune conjunct their midheaven. No, actually, let me go part of fortune North Node. I've never seen anybody have their part of fortune conjunct their North Node. I'm telling y'all 3 cheat codes. The other, in the rarest placements, the other rarest placements that I have seen is somebody being born with the galactic center conjunct their sun. If you have the galactic center conjunct your sun, then you would be like, you're a mutant. You're literally like, you're a superhero. You have superpowers that you don't tell anybody about if you have part of fortune conjunct your sun. The other would be a Kazemi, 1 degree Kazemi. Like, this means that you were born at the time that the sun was 1 degree away from another planet. Okay? So this means like Mercury Kazemi. I believe Alan Watts was born with a Kazemi. I think Alan Watts was born with a Mercury Kazemi, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Alan Watts was born with a Mercury Kazemi. But you just don't hear about people born with Kazemis often. And it's a lot of pressure to have that in your chart, to be born with that, right? It's the calling on your life. It's just, anyway. So, here are some important notes. This is the meat and potatoes I wanted to get to today. Okay, so let's talk about cycles of life. What goes around comes around. Okay, now we are about to go into one of the most important cycles next June. Oh man, I appreciate the badge. This is the most badges y'all have gotten me like in a year. So like, I am extremely grateful. I hope that I said that in a way that came out in a loving way. Anyway, okay, so First, I want to get to my Aquarius risings. Now, this is a pressing message, so I want to get to it first. Um, so, for my Aquarius risings, how can I say this? If you are looking for work, if you're looking for work, then right now would be the best. And please don't take this warning lightly, because this is going to affect you for 20 years. So this is why I'm getting this warning out first, okay? Aquarius, this is going to affect y'all for 20 years. So, all right. So, if you're looking for a job, well, actually, maybe it won't be so bad, because we're going to go into the universal basic income, which is going to save y'all. But anyway, so Nakia, gratitude for showing up. Gratitude for showing up for the, like, I've seen your name for a while. Lynn Steege, you're another one. I've been seeing your name for a while. Gratitude for being here. But for my Aquarius risings, what's happening is that you're going to have Pluto transitioning your ascendant. Oh, man. This is a tough placement. Because, like, there's only a few signs who are going to experience this. Like, Pluto would never be an Aquarius again in his life, right? So, like, if you were born, you know, like, if you're like, let's say, a Scorpio rising, a Sagittarius rising, you're okay. Like, you're not gonna have to deal with this. I'm not laughing at y'all. Lena Horn, you're another one. You've been showing up here for years. I'm grateful for your presence here. So what's going to happen is the way that people are going to be viewing y'all is about to change. Your career life is about to change. The way that you go about doing things is about to change. Your relationship to if you're in a marriage, your relationship to your friends, your relationship to your home, and your relationship to how other people see you, because you're going to have Pluto squaring anything that's in your 4th house, Pluto opposing anything that's in your 7th house, Pluto squaring anything that's in your 10th house. And the reason why this is important is because these are cardinal houses. The cardinal houses are the cardinal winds of our life, so they blow us in certain directions. Okay? The cardinal wind blows you there. The fixed sign carries you there. The mutable sign makes sure you finish what you started. So it's a full completion that happens in the cycle of 3 houses. That's why one quadrant is 3 houses, because one cycle can take 3 houses. Okay? You go through the sign that you're dealing with, whether it's the sun, Mercury, Pluto, whatever, it starts off in a fixed sign. That's you are beginning new things with that sign. When it goes to the mutable sign, anything that you started when that sign was in the the cardinal energy, now you are maintaining that energy. When it's in your mutable sign, you are bringing it to a close, and then you are bringing back something new when it starts all over again, cardinal energy. The reason I'm saying that is because for my Aquarius risings, your home life is about to change, because Pluto is going to be squaring any planets that are in your 4th house. And when Pluto squares a planet, that planet, it goes through like a resistance, like it hits a wall, and it has to find out, how can I reinvent myself to go through this wall? That's Pluto in a square, like Pluto squaring something. Now, each planet has a different energy when it squares something, okay? So when Pluto opposes anything that's in your 7th house, that means that your personal relationships, any planets in your 7th house, your interpersonal relationships, any contracts that you are currently under, like with a job, like marriage, anything like that, is going to go under reconsideration, restructuring, being born anew. That's Pluto energy. And how the world sees you in your 10th house, and again, this is just for my Aquarius risings, but you can apply this to any sign, okay? But especially for the Aquarius risings, because you are going to be dealing with this energy for 20 years, so my heart goes out for you, okay? But the rest of y'all ain't safe. Wait till I get to these other alignments that we're about to go through. And I gotta watch the time, because I gotta make sure that I take care of my other responsibilities in life. Can't just be a wandering astrologer all day. I gotta be a human. Okay, so for my Aquarius risings, the way that people see you, your career life, right? The legacy that you have been building, whether it be for 10, 15, 20 years, all of that is about to go through the loop. But the thing that is going to, your reaction to these changes is going to be the deciding factor of how your reality manifests, because the world reacts to our frequency. The frequency unlocks a door to certain astrological situations, okay, and hindrances. So it's going to start off, and now this is why knowledge of self is important, because if you know your natal chart and where you're going, you won't be taken by surprise. Like, why did I just get evicted out of my apartment? Because you got Pluto transiting your fourth house, or you got Pluto squaring, Venus in your fourth house. I'm sorry, but that contract you got at your apartment is getting terminated because you got Venus in yours. Yeah, so it's important to know these things. Like, transits are important. Okay, so let me just end with the Aquarius rising by saying this. Sherry B, you another one. You've been here for a long time. I'm so grateful every time you show up. So your Aquarius risings is going to start off with, when it comes to the Pluto at the first degree, that is your literal identity. So it's going to go, you're going to feel like a sense of, what is this? What? Like, your interests are going to start changing. Like, the way that you see yourself is going to start changing. Like, you're going to feel brand new, because in this life, no one living has ever experienced Pluto in Aquarius. It hasn't happened for 200 odd something years. Hello? But whenever it does happen, the world changes, and especially when it's followed by the alignments I'm about to tell you. Gratitude for the badge. Okay, so let's talk about interferences, right? And most of you are experiencing an interference right now. What does an interference mean? So let's talk about the wild cards. What do I mean when I say wild cards? I did not expect this video to be this long. Decatur Traders, you've been another one that's been with me for a while. I really appreciate you being here. I only expected this video to be like 5 minutes, but you notice that's nothing new here. So what is an interference? An interference is when the two big boys in your chart gets fucked with. Excuse my language for any children that might be watching, but it's just words. So Jupiter and Saturn, they're big aura energy, literally big aura energy. Jupiter don't really like sharing space with people that much, depending on who it is. Unless it's Venus, Jupiter and Venus, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. Anybody who got, let me tell you another cheat code. Side note, if you got Venus sextiling, conjuncting with the orb of 3 or more, or trining Jupiter in your chart, you are blessed, and you will be blessed for life. If you got Jupiter trining your part of fortune, blessed for life, okay? You learn how to use that, especially Jupiter trining part of fortune. You don't have to do anything for your blessings to show up. You just got to know about your power. Okay, so let's talk about the wild cards. The wild cards are Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. You can also throw in Chiron, but we're just going to focus on these three. Let's call them the wild cards. Okay, so Uranus, let me go back to my notes. Uranus will interfere with Jupiter in roughly every third sign position at 14-year intervals, okay? And Saturn with 45-year intervals, okay? Pay attention to these numbers, because you're about to experience some rare alignments, especially next June, that is going to bring in some inevitable circumstances, meaning that it's going to happen. So Jupiter and Saturn, so Jupiter, let's say like right now we have Jupiter and Gemini, and you have Uranus and Taurus. That is one sign away, right? I should really circle back to Uranus and Gemini. Oh my God, we're about to go through Uranus and Gemini. And we just had all this other energy going in Gemini. Oh, remind me to circle back to that in another video, another day. How do you know if you have those in your chart? You can go to astro.com, enter in your birth time information, pull up your natal chart. I have a video about how, like step by step, how to find your natal chart. It's on YouTube. Okay, so if, let's say you got Jupiter in your second house, right? You getting blessed, money looking good, right? A bank account being blessed by just these random ass blessings, right? Well, when Jupiter is in your second house, it's not really random. It's more of like a consistent new source of blessings. However, when Uranus is one house away, what does it do? It starts to bring in interferences. So that consistent blessing from Jupiter will start to come in spurts because Uranus is there. Okay, especially when it starts to conjunct. But with it being a sign away, you can already start to feel these sputters that Uranus brings about like uncertainty but changing. So Jupiter brings in consistency based upon your frequency in that area of life, whereas Saturn would bring you lessons to improve your consistency in that area of life. Uranus will bring you change to shake things up in that life so that you're not used to stagnation. You don't really get too comfortable. Uranus is like, all right, you can sign our contract, but just know I'm gonna have you move across the world in 3 days, so that contract is useless. That's Uranus, okay? So just know that when Uranus starts to affect Jupiter, meaning if you were to pull up your natal chart right now, you see that they are one sign away. They are, which means you are experiencing this sputtering effect right now. You are, because that means that Uranus we're on this 14-year cycle. Okay, so they are one sign away, right? So look at your chart after this video and see, oh, it's in my 5th house. That's why, like I get dates sometime, and then sometimes it's like I get catfished, or like she cancels the date, or I went to go buy the paint to paint this canvas, but I got to go to 5 different stores because they know where this is happening in your chart, okay? Especially your 5th house, because never mind. Let me keep it PG. It's early. So Neptune interferes with Jupiter every 13 years. Neptune in successive cycles, right? In successive cycles, and Neptune interferes with Saturn every 35 years, usually in the same cycle number. This one is important, y'all. June 2025. We're going. Whew, I'm even getting goosebumps saying this. June 2025. We're going to have Saturn in Aries conjunct Neptune in Aries at a 0 degree. Y'all. So what happens when Brittany, I'm so happy to see you. Brittany is another part of the family. She's been here for a long time. So happy to see you, Brittany. What does Jupiter messing with Saturn bring about? A false sense of accomplishments, like a false sense of like responsibility. Meaning, let me give you a plain example that you will understand. Let's say you just took on a new job, right? And at this new job, nip free, you another one, you've been here for years. The real Monica, you've been here for years. I appreciate y'all. Let's say you go to a new job and you want to go for you're going for a new job. I'm trying to give you like a real precise example. Let's say you go for a new job and this job comes like you're the first Mexican or Italian person at your job, right? And you're at a job filled with like nothing but people who don't look like you. And you start experiencing like this weird, like boundaries where you can't excel. And you would think like, does this have something to do with my race? That would be your initial thought. But it has everything to do with Neptune interfering with Saturn, bringing about the illusion of, yeah, I got this in a bag. I can do this. Of course I'm going to get booked for this job. Neptune's like, gotcha, right? Saturn's like, no, you got this, right? Career, we got this a lot. But Neptune brings in the illusion, the confusion, where it messes things up, right? So what this means is that when Neptune conjuncts Saturn next year in June, look at to see where you have Aries in your chart, because this will affect that area of life the most. If you have this in your 6th house, please make sure your health is taken care of. If you have this in your 1st house, that's going to be a tough one, because if you got this in your 1st house, then the main thing I can say is know the difference between an ancestor and a trickster spirit. If you got this in your 1st house. Okay, let me keep this going because I don't have that much time left. I'm always late to everything, y'all. Like, I don't have a really good sense of time. All right, so Jupiter and Neptune. Jupiter and Neptune brings about a false sense of optimism, meaning that like, you know what, I'm gonna go into business with my friends, and you know what, since we've been friends for 5 years, we don't need no contracts. I'm just gonna trust the vibes, or you go overseas and you're thinking that like, you know what, I'm just going to move overseas without doing my research because I just know it's all going to work out. Jupiter brings about that optimism, right? Neptune brings about that, are you sure? Like, it brings about that like, you get overly optimistic, biting off more that you can chew. That's Jupiter being interfered with by Neptune. Know this, y'all. This is going to affect you next year. And right now we got Saturn and Neptune both retrograding in Pisces. So when you say that people are really out here just living in the delusion right now, the confusion, Pisces is not the sign that you want both Saturn and Neptune retrograding in at the same time, because Saturn is all about your structure, your legacy. It's about your ability to overcome the pressures of the world. Saturn puts in place your troubles in life, and not just troubles, like necessary troubles. Saturn wouldn't throw you into the situation that you couldn't handle. Saturn's like, look, I'm gonna throw you into the situation. No, the situation is a simulation, but I got you. I'm only throwing you into the situation because you need this to grow. That's a Saturn placement, okay? So Saturn is connected to your ability to excel. It's your ability to excel from the foundation of your family because it opposes your 4th house. It's the closest to the heavens. So Saturn is literally connected to the gate of heaven. That's why it's worshipped in the way it is. And that's why it's, anyway, let me digress before I take this somewhere I wasn't meaning to go. So Saturn is the closest point to heaven. The Capricorn is the closest point to heaven, okay? That's why everything, when you're the best at any sports, you're called the GOAT. Okay? Let me pin this comment. Structure, Saturn, Neptune, fantasy. Exactly. So right now, people are original. Yo, mama, you've been with me for a long ass time. I truly appreciate you being here. Saturn, first house, Sagittarius. Oh, Brittany, you're another Saturn, first house. Oh, so grateful for those lessons that are blessings. Exactly. Saturn, first house people are like we like the traditional old methods of doing things, Brittany. So I got you. Anyway, let me stay focused. Saturn and Neptune both retrograded in Pisces right now. The one thing that I would just say to my people is do not bite off more than you can chew when it comes to psychedelics, when it comes to tools of divination. Don't be out here calling upon spirits that you can't handle. Do not be out here calling upon like the names of spirits you cannot handle. People are now starting to call spirits in that they are not aware of the power. Saturn and Neptune's retrograded in Pisces can do that. But also what Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces does, it opens the gateway for dreams. Like Saturn can bring about like a hampering on dreams where you really have to make sure you go to bed early, like you are tuned into your dreams. But when Saturn is retrograding and Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, oh my goodness, the astral realm is a wild, wild west, because anything that can go will go in the astral realm, right? Like the dreams right now are like otherworldly. Like I can imagine people not really wanting to wake up from their dreams. I couldn't watch Deliverance. What's Deliverance? Is that a scary film? Because I gotta stop smoking. Hey, listen, tolerance breaks are needed, man. I myself enjoy cannabis because Saturn rules over cannabis and I have it in my first house. But I'm not smoking right now. And like, I actually enjoy more when I am clear-minded like this without the use of cannabis, even though the cannabinoid receptors are the most abundant receptors in your brain. Like the receptors that are meant for cannabis, they are the most abundant receptors in the human brain. Think about that. Anyway, but that don't mean you got to be using it all the time. Learn how to balance. Like, don't be codependent on marijuana. If you can't stop today based off of your own free will, why is that? Okay. Oh, okay. And I already went over the Pluto, right? So Pluto is a slow horse. All right? I just use slow horse because I just started watching a show called Slow Horses. It's like an incredible BBC show. Anyway, Pluto is a slow horse, meaning that Pluto likes to take his time. It can be at the first degree for a long ass time of any sign. So Pluto will make its midway journey when it gets to the 10th degree. Okay, so let me go back to my Aquarius risings for a second. When Pluto gets to your 10th degree, this will be the hardest time for you. You will most likely lose your job. You will most likely fall out of favor of the public eye or opinion based upon your other placements, or it can be at the adverse where people start to stalk you because you got Pluto in your first house. So know your chart. Okay, so when Pluto affects, well, that's the thing. Like, Pluto is so slow that the other planets catch Pluto. Like, Jupiter will catch Pluto, right? Saturn will catch Pluto because it happens every 20 years. But I'll remind me to come back, and because Saturn's not going to be touching Pluto, I don't think it's going to touch. Well, a lot of you all will not be alive when Saturn touches Pluto, but Jupiter will touch Pluto in like what, 5-6 years. So I'll come back and I'll make a video about it then. I think I've covered a good amount of what I wanted to go over. I think I've been on here for a while now, but there's probably something else I wanted to go over. I usually stop my live when I run out of my tea, so we're just gonna start sipping now. Does anybody have any questions while we're still here about anything that I went over during this live today? And like I mentioned, this live will be on YouTube. Any questions before we get out of here? I wanted to show you all. Well, I'll show it to you next time. Gotta find it first. Please scroll up. Is this being saved? I miss everything. Yes. Oh, so Leia, you another one that's been with me for a long time. I'm pretty sure I met a lot of y'all in real life. Like first, we would probably be friends after you got over the whole me being bizarre thing. But I had the most stressful dream this rising. I literally crying out to my mom and sisters about my needs of support from them. Oh, Mars and Cancer. Mars and Cancer will be about that. So okay. Mars and Cancer, be really careful not to base your, how can I say this? Mars and Cancer, and I'm only saying this because I'm a natal Mars and Cancer, so it's literally my language. It's something I've been dealing with my entire life. Anybody who has their natal Mars and Cancer will get what I'm about to say. Learn to distance your identity of self, and it's the reason why this is so hard for Mars and Cancer to separate your identity of self from your family is because Mars deals with like your mindset, your soul, like oftentimes your soul purpose, your ascendant, right? So when it's in Cancer, this means that the weight of the words that your family say to you, your family does not know the weight of the words. They like your family will be the first people you go to advice for, especially your mom. Especially your mom. The weight of your mom's words, like they hold the most weight in your life. But since Mars is now in Cancer, everybody is experiencing this setup for you to be hurt by your family. So if you do not have a good relationship with your family right now, and Mars is in Cancer, two things can be true. One would be, this would be the best time to establish a new connection with your family, go about it in a new way. The second way to look at this is learn how to distance your identity, your soul being from your family. This will be the start of this for you, because Cancer is a fixed sign and it's the first house of the second quadrant. So this means that Mars is about to go through the journey of Mars in Cancer, re-identifying yourself, distancing yourself from your family, forming a new identity from your family. And then Mars goes into Leo, right? When Leo happens after Cancer, it's now you got the separation of no Mars in chart. It's impossible. Everybody has Mars in their chart. So Mars goes from the identity that they have built from their family into Leo, right? This happens when you're 4 and 5 years old, right? And then it happens again when you are 5 years old, 4 years old, and then it happens again when your sun makes it back to your 4th and your 5th house, right? And you go through this at 27, you go through this at 39. I'm 39, going through my Mars return, and so I am like the spokesperson for this right now, okay? I'm going through my 4th house perfection year, dealing with my family. right? So I'm saying this to you, but I'm also receiving this myself. So when Mars goes from Cancer, it goes into Leo, right? And Leo is you taking your identity from the foundation of your family, and then you forming your own identity, right? So Mars, remember what I said earlier at the beginning of this live? Mars, pineal gland, right? I am energy, soul. Leo, heart, resonance frequency. Avatar, identification of soul, pineal gland. I am energy, first house. Identification of avatar, heart, resonance frequency, Leo, fifth house. Okay? So when Leo goes from Cancer, or when the sun goes from Cancer to Leo and then to Virgo, remember, it's the cardinal, the fixed, the mutable, the beginning of the identity, the maintaining, the realization of the identity, the polishing of the identity before Cancer Mars goes through a new sectors of identities based upon the areas of life that those houses are connected to. Okay? If you are Aries risings, then you have every house where in its natal position, but every sign that it switches the houses. I don't know if that would make sense. Low key, I just told y'all a bunch of stuff I haven't even told my beginner students. So I appreciate the badges. Trust me. Okay. Any more questions before we get out of here? My tea is getting low, which means I'm going to be leaving soon. I got to go study at the library. Damn. You guys want to help pay my life? Buy me a badge, because I'm sitting here with you, and life ain't cheap. Announcement. If you go to myastroherbs.com, are you self-taught? Yeah. Listen, I'm a Saturn in Scorpio, Vesta in Scorpio, Pluto in Scorpio, Priapus in Scorpio. I have so much ascendant in Scorpio, so I have been doing this for lifetimes. What was I about to say? Yeah. If you go to myastroherbs.com or astro5d.com, I just added new prices for so for people who just want like a quick, straight to the point, like 5-minute reading, I put up like a $99 readings of the readings I already have. If you want like a shorter version of those, because I realized that we are in a recession that hasn't been announced, and there are people, even if they don't want to admit it, that are struggling financially. So I want to make myself accessible for everybody, right? So like $99, that's like literally you just put in, $49.50 together, something like that, or no, $49.33 or something like that, right? So for anybody that's interested in a reading and you couldn't really get to like the $200 or whatever reading that I put up, then the $99 reading might be for you. And then I also just added an astrocartography analysis for anybody who wants to know more about their astrocartography. So like I'll give you 3 places that you should live, 3 places you should stay away from. And all these are recordings. Like I like to do voice recordings because a voice recording is like more personal. It's something you can carry around for the rest of your life. Unless my voice gets on your nerves and then you're like, I don't listen to this anymore. Shut up. So yeah, I added those readings today. I will continue to look out because I will continue to add more of those, because a lot of y'all are asking for readings in the DM. So I take it you are unaware that I do offer readings. And we have a whole team of readers in 5D Mystery School. We got Amber, she's here in the comments. We got Jamie. We got Nicole. We got Lily. We got Belly, Jamia. Like these are all people. These are all readers who have been in my classes for like the past year, y'all, since like spring 2023, and they just completed their first year of classes. So they are like, you know, um, yeah. So if you are somebody who prefers a woman, Amber's great, Jamie's great, Nicole's great. Like actually, I'm the only man. I'm the only man. So if there are any men who want to come over to Patreon, right? Feel free. I don't know. Yeah, like the men that come over there, it's like I don't know how to make friends, so like they end up leaving because I'm just awkward or bizarre, and I don't know how to like say like, hey, let's be friends, right? Or they'll come over there with like a competitive type of nature, and then it's like, why are you trying to compete? We're trying to be friends here, you know. So please just come, like, no competitive shit. Leave your testicles at the door, or your ball, your big male ego energy. Nobody's trying to compete with you. If you're a man, come over to Patreon. I don't got friends, bro. I only got friends online. So like, you know, but that's kind of on purpose in a way, because like I said, I don't have Libra placements and I got a bunch of Scorpio placements, so I'm skeptical a lot about the people coming into my life. Like I don't really allow people to come into my life easily. Like I usually like, who sent you? Are you the feds? Y'all think I'm joking, but I'm like dead serious. I don't know why I'm like this. But let's talk about that before I leave. Somebody watch the clock for me, y'all, because I really need to take a shower and go to the library. Shit. Like, y'all, why is it so hard to be a grown-ass person and make friends? That's so wild. I mean, all of that's about to change because Pluto's going into Aquarius for 20 years. But I'm still a Scorpio for life, so like, be easy. You don't know me like that. But I'm serious. Mar's another one. I'm going to give you a special shout out. Her and I have been sharing DMs for like the past year. Like, I'm not a hard person to contact if you come with like some good sense. Like, I have personal relationships with a lot of y'all who DM me, right? You know, like we're all humans just trying to be friends. So I appreciate Javon. Javon's another one. Javon is Amber's life partner. So Javon's another part of the family. Blessings, big blessings to Javon. You know, trust me when I say, once I see y'all name and I see y'all consistently show up, I never forget that. Palace and Gemini, 0 degree, right? Loving vulnerabilities. Yeah. That's actually like really hard for a lot of people to do these days. Saying words like I'm saying, like, I don't have friends. I want to make friends. Like, I like to, like, at some point people just become like too cool for this shit. And then you end up 50 years old and no friends, and you wonder why you don't got friends. Because you was too cool to tell people that you were lonely. Duh. You know? Life ain't that hard. It's simple as hell. You can learn a lot from children by watching them in a non-creepy way. Let me put that out there because it's 2024. This tea is cold. It's like iced tea. But this tea is really good at iced tea. I'm gonna offer it next summer as iced tea. Wow. I'm working on some new tea blends, y'all. Also, I have a new herbal blend coming to my herb shop soon. A parasitic herbal blend. So if you have parasites in your body and you want like a one-stop capsule to get rid of those parasites, oh, I got you. It's coming. We're gonna knock those parasites out together. Ban those demons. Can we talk about that real quick? Whew. Um, nah, this ain't no easy way to talk about this. I can't just get in this topic and come out because this is gonna require a whole live. I might have to go live again later for this. Do y'all like these Monday lives? Should I start doing Monday lives? I used to do Thursday lives. Y'all always showed up to those. So maybe I should start doing Monday lives. Who knows? Oh, let me tell you another cheat code. So I can switch the topics on the thing I was about to say. Kids need constant cleansing. That is so true. Y'all, there's this stuff on Amazon called pinworm. Get it for your children. Get those worms out their body. It's like, why are you still hungry? I just fed you. Because they got worms in their belly, bro. They infected. They got parasites. That's why they eating down your whole house. That's why they craving sugar. Do y'all know craving sugar is not natural? Oh, my plug is right here. I'm going to plug in my phone. It's about to die. Look at that. I guess I'm meant to stay live for a little bit longer. I'm glad I read 20 pages yesterday that I was supposed to read, or else I wouldn't be able to be here right now. One second. Okay. So, sugar. Sugar is not a natural thing, right? If you go to the store, this is one of the best ways to know if you have parasites. If you go to the store and you end up with something sweet in your cart, but it wasn't intended, it's more like I gotta have this after dinner snack. If you start to use those words like I gotta have it, or you make a special trip to go get sugar, you got parasites, my G. You need to clean those out because they can control cravings. This is part of the control. And I won't stay on this topic too long, but let me just say this and get out because I don't want to go in a deep rabbit hole. A craving is a command. I'm hungry is a command. Even when you're not hungry, the command can be I'm craving sugar, because the sugar will give the parasites an environment to live in. But when you starve the sugar and you introduce something like black walnut hull, basil oil, wormwood, then the parasites are like, oh shit, we're being evicted from this apartment now. We're being evicted from this body now, right? Because there's no more sugar. There's not a village. Clove, exactly. Oh, clove is a good one, right? It's another. Lust. Somebody tell me, what is lust considered to be? One of the 7. Hello? What does lust make you crave? What does lust make you crave? Gluttony. I need to eat more and more and more. Those are worms. Worms are parasites. Are you starting to get the picture? Why am I drinking my tea with 2 hands? I don't know. Yes, papaya seeds, pumpkin seeds. Papaya is so underrated. You know, a good breakfast would be like papaya, bananas, some yuca pancakes. You ever had yuca pancakes? Let me go back to Costa Rica in my head for a minute. They used to get us up out our little bungalows. They used to feed us yuca pancakes, smoothies, papayas, bananas. And in Costa Rica, the banana is a major export. So we used to go to the tree and literally just pull them off the tree and eat them. I miss that when fruit tastes like real fruit. Anyway, I heard they are good. Walnut hull, yes. Black walnut hull is, a lot of people don't know about that. So I'm happy you know about that one. One second, y'all. I have to change my VPN because I'm a Scorpio. Please open up the pathways. What part of Costa Rica? I was staying in Uvita, Bahia. Not on the side where Limon is, the opposite side. Even though they were like, you would probably like the side of Limon. Why? Cause my skin? No, I'm just kidding. But I was on the side where it's more like Florida. I felt like I was in Florida because it was just a bunch of U.S. people there. Anyway. Okay, now I'm just rambling. I probably should find an exit point to get out of here. Okay. My tea is down since last couple of sips. So any questions before I start to make my way to the door? Uvita. I want to be there. So I worked at the Flutter by hostel in Uvita. It's called Flutter by House. And if you go to Flutter by House, and there's like one of the rooms where the workers stay, because I was a bartender in Costa Rica. So I painted if you see like a wall with like huge earth and like stuff, that's my wall that I painted. I painted like this huge earth with like the aura of earth or whatever on that wall. So yeah, if you ever find yourself at Flutterby and you see the wall, tag me in it because I painted that. So let me grab my laptop before we get out of here, just to make sure we don't have any important transits that I should warn you about. All right? Oh, my legs. Oh, my God. Oh. Why do my knees make this noise when I get up? Never knew you were an artist. That's so cool. You should share it with us. That's one of the things I probably... Yeah, I don't really share my work. Yeah, I'm a poet. You know what? Who just said that? Lena, gratitude. Because you are empowering me to use my Chiron and Gemini. Okay? I don't tell people that I'm an artist, and I should. So yes, I'm an author. I have a book called Words from a Crescent Moon on Amazon under my pseudonym Soulwise I. I'm a musician. I have hundreds of songs. I'm getting really nervous right now, so I'm gonna just say this and then stop. I have hundreds of songs online under the name Sir Jeffrey 5D. I'm a painter. I have several pieces that I'm going to be selling online soon. I'm an actor. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. That's like something I started doing when I was in elementary school. I'm a filmmaker. I won like several different awards for like best director and stuff like this for my films. I'm a photographer. That's, so anyway, I sound like I'm bragging now, so let me just stop. Let me look at the chart, see if we got any, transits for today, my beautiful people. Yeah, and if you want to, actually, the way I don't tell anybody about my music is because all of my music videos underneath my filmmaking page, they have like 1 view, 2 view, because I deleted my old page by mistake, but I re-uploaded my videos. So I'm like, oh, nobody likes my music because I only got 1 view, 2 views, 3 views. So if you want to look at my music videos, which I shoot most of them myself, like that's the filmmaking part of myself, you can just go to SJ5D on YouTube and check out those videos. Okay, so we have the sun still in Virgo at the 24th degree. The moon is in Pisces at the 3rd degree. A lot of y'all is a little late to wake up this rising. Right? Whenever the moon's in Pisces, you're like, I can wake up an hour later. Right? A lot of y'all are probably finding reasons to smoke, Be distracted, because it's going to make you comfortable right now. So your whole city, if it's legal, probably smells like marijuana. That's the moon in Pisces. Now, for my rising Pisces, if I have any Pisces ascendant, right now would be the best time for you to go for a job interview, for you to put content online, for you to ask people to do favors for you. When the moon is in your first house, it's when people find you the most like alluring, when people find you the most like interesting, right? When the moon is in your seventh house is when people find you like kind of annoying, like they don't really want to pay attention to you. So those are important to know. When the moon is in your first and your seventh, and then when the moon is in your ascendant, that's the first, and when it's in your sun, right? Those are really important transits. Okay, Venus is at the 22nd degree. This is important. This can bring about relationship problems that can end in murder. Oh, can I say that on live? A murder. That's also like a murder of crows, right? Anyway, Mr. Prendo, you've been here for a long time. I appreciate you being being part of the family. Chiron is still at the 22nd degree, which means that's Aries, that's Pisces. Oh, that's only a house away. That's only a house away. So it's not too bad. That's not too bad. Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is what y'all want to pay attention to is, okay, with Chiron being at the 22nd degree in Aries, this means that Chiron is directly across from Venus. Oh yeah, let me set this up, because some of y'all might be experiencing this if you are in a relationship. And if this is taking place in like important houses in your chart. So when you have Chiron at the 22nd degree, okay, this is going to be the last alignment that I say before I start to make my way towards the door. So Venus right now is cardinal air. Cardinal air, so it means like thinking about new ways of making money. When Venus is a cardinal air, it's thinking of new ways to enjoy yourself. Do I have new values coming in, like new ways of incorporating money making schemes into your life? That's when Venus is a cardinal air. However, when it's opposing Chiron, and Chiron is a cardinal fire, this brings about and it's in Aries, this brings about wanting to initiate something based upon the like people-pleasing aspect of yourself, and then wanting to initiate something or wanting to initiate something more of like mental. So it's like Chiron at the 22nd degree is, I want to initiate this because I see that there's a need for it, because it's like it's more of a humanitarian effort. This would be even more true if Chiron was in Aries, right? But it's opposing air energy. So you have a fire opposing air, but when fire is in air, it means that a fire starts, right? Because fire needs air to make a big flame. But when you keep the air away from the fire, a fire is not able to be started, right? Or when you keep the air away from the open flame, a bigger flame is not able to happen. So that's how you can think about a cardinal air opposing a cardinal fire across the board. So when this happens in a relationship, it brings about a conflict upon where we should place our resources, right? One partner might, depending on where these are in your personal chart, one partner might say like, you know what, we've never donated to anything. You know, maybe we should start to find new ways to donate to this cause, and then the partner might find reasons to go against that because I don't want to take action. I'm thinking about this stuff. Please don't push me. Don't force me to make a decision I don't want to do. That's Venus when it's air, right? But Chiron is like, no, we have to do this. I'm dedicated to this because I feel a calling to do it, right? and you got Chiron in the same house as the true node, so it's going to be even more of like in that area of your life, more of a pull to start something new, because the true node is there. Is what the world, the themes are being called to do. Okay, so just look out for this in a relationship, based upon one thing in a relationship to look out for. Now, this isn't just in a romantic relationship, because the seventh house Libra also deals with interpersonal relationships in general. So just with any friendship, any relationship that you have, if the energy starts to get combative based upon opposing ideas, because that's what it could do at this point, maybe we should revisit this topic at a later time when the energy has moved on from this opposing energy. Okay? That's one of the best ways to look at it. Of course, I just gave you the general setup. Based upon where this is in your chart, what house is in, this is going to look completely different. Okay? If you want a deeper interpretation on this, you want to cash out somebody a quick whatever, however much money they want to charge, Jamie in the chart, or Jamie's in the comments. We have Amber in the comments, and any other astrologers in the comments. Make yourself known, because I'm not the only astrologer here. Okay? So that's all I have for y'all today. That's all I got for you today. I gotta use the bathroom now. Chia seeds. Don't forget to drink your chia seeds to get that fiber. Right? To make sure that your colon, your digestion, right? If you want better digestion, you want a cleaner colon, if you just want your intestines to say thank you, gratitude, we appreciate you, chia seeds, use them every day. What you can do before you go to sleep is just take a little glass of water, take a teaspoon, pour the chia seeds in the glass of water, put it in the refrigerator, drink it when you rise up out of bed. Oh man, I had no idea I missed this whole session. Yeah, I've been hearing that. Like, sometimes my stuff will get sent out, but like I said, I'm losing 100 followers a day on TikTok. Like, TikTok is manually unfollowing people for me. YouTube keeps demonetizing my videos. I'm like, okay, it's nothing new. So just know I ain't doing this for the money, because I don't get no money from this. All right. Okay, that's all. We're going to do a quick meditation. Okay. We'll do like a minute meditation, because I got to use the bathroom. Okay. We'll do like a minute meditation. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna put bathroom break, because I cannot hold this. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Ooh. Gratitude for people to stay. Oh man, that was like a wishing well. I was like, damn, how long have I been holding that thing? All right, so just to review, today we went over palmistry. We went over a few herbs for worms and parasites. You can pick up a book like Healing Herbs. You can get Garden of Eden, or I'm sorry, Back to Eden. That was one of the books that the master herbalist she trained me on, like back in 2017. Garden of Back to Eden. That's a good one. That's what I was trained on. But this one's one of my personal favorites. This is what I get most of my herbal videos out of on Astro Herbs, just to be transparent. This helps me study to become stay a good herbalist. We went over rising signs. It's an incredible skill as an astrologer to be able to look at somebody's face and know their rising sign off top. And the way you can do this is based upon certain features. Like if you run into somebody that you can't really look into their eyes and they got dark features, chances are you're in the midst of a Scorpio rising. Bushy eyebrows, Aries rising. Slender face, long neck, slim nose, eyebrows in, Pisces rising, right? There are certain features that every rising sign has, so you'll be able to look at somebody and be like, Leo rising, right? Leo rising, the lips. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Look at the lips of a Leo rising. They're always very right, the nose, the lips, and then when a Leo rising, when they have hair, oh, that's a cheat code. Any Leo risings, if your hair is not long, you're doing it wrong. No, I'm just kidding. And then we went over lost secrets of astrology. I showed a lot of y'all the first time that y'all probably ever seen, certain wheels and stuff, because these come from the ancient text found in, ancient Egypt, which is here in America. But these, the truest form, the most ancient form of astrology you can find in a book like this. And that's what we went over today. It was like a full class. This was like a full class, and I only do classes on Wednesday over on Patreon. So I didn't expect this. But maybe we should start doing this on Monday, y'all. I think I like this setup. So, last time, any questions before we get out of here? I'm serious this time. Can you show that book again? I missed it. Yes, Tayana, this video will be on... Oh, Tayana, she's another one that's been with me for a long time. I appreciate you. I will put this video on YouTube. All right? I'll put this video on YouTube. We'll call it, I don't know, we'll call it something, but just subscribe to my YouTube. Where are those books again? Yes, I will put the books on YouTube. Can we go over the 13th sign? Oh, no. Gullible is a word in the dictionary that I try to stay away from. Say the word Ophiuchus, and then say, Cancer, Aquarius, find me the history of Ophiuchus, and then put in the number 13 to all ancient structures and see if it fits. $360 divided by 13 is 27.69. 5, 3, 4, 6, 7, something like that. 360 divided by 12 is 30. Hello? Which one sounds more accurate? Okay? All right, so I am grateful for you all being here. Gratitude for you joining me today. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube for this video. That's a lunar cycle, blue solar storm. That's a lunar cycle. People used to worship the moon, but I don't worship the moon. Okay. I love y'all. And I hope y'all have a blessed human experience today. Remember what I said about Venus. I feel like there's something else that I should be saying to y'all before I get out of here. Are you the same name on YouTube? On YouTube, I'm 5D Mystery School. I'm going to just say this because I'm going through my Juno return. Okay, I'm going to just say this because I'm going through my Juno return. And my Juno is in Libra in my 12th house. Okay? Actually, nah. Whew. Let me not say that. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I had a dream last night that is going to bring me to what I'm about to say next. Don't let a day pass by without you. Don't let a day pass by without you reassessing your purpose here. Okay? You are giving clues every single day. Like, okay. I'm going to end here. Have you ever been to a store or out somewhere and you look at somebody, right, and they have like a tattoo, and their tattoo says like, it might be a tarot card that says like the moon or the devil or something like that, and you just happen to see it as they turn and they walk out the store, and it leaves you with a thought, thinking of something. Like, signs and synchronicities happen in real life this almost the same way they happen in a dream. So the signs and symbols that you see every day when you're out, whether it be a feather on the ground, whether it be you walk past the Ace of Hearts face up on the ground, right? Have the eyes to discern your reality so that you can discern the things that concern to you. I love y'all. Peace.